You are now listening to the Kickologist podcast.
We're going to do something special for you guys. Now, we were on a break, but I felt like we needed to address something. So a lot of lists came out at the end of this year. A few of them were ridiculous. So I got a few co-hosts here with me today, some guests. They're going to go through it, and we're going to actually figure out what is the actual sneaker of the year for 2022. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce some people. So on one end, you know who we got. We had it here before. It is the Kick Queen. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
How you doing, everybody? It's Khadija, aka Kick Queen, at Kick_Queen.
There we go. And then we got my brother Mo over there. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mo Better Kicks, aka Mr. Montez Miller. I don't give that too often.
I was about to say, man, that should come and find you, man.
So, guys, like we said, we're gonna have to go through this list now. Now, there's so many shoes that came out in 2022. I'm just gonna say it off. A lot of them was doo-doo, but we did have a lot of good stuff that were actually really, really good. So we got to discuss it. So we all discussed we're gonna do a top 10. Now, this was hard because at first we said a top 5, and that was kind of hard. So then we're gonna rock with a top 10. So we're going to run through our 6 to 10 first, and then after that, we're going to go through the initial 5. So as you guys have listened to this, you know you guys can also leave comments and everything about what your sneaker of the year is. But we're going to go through ours. So I already know my list is going to piss a lot of people off. I have my 10 here, but I do have some honorable mentions I'm going to throw in real quick while we're here. 2 of these honorable mentions are shoes that if you wasn't getting money, you wasn't getting these at all, so I'm not going to put these on my top 10. The Gucci Adidas, okay, and the LV Air Force Ones, you know, those prices were ridiculous, and so I'm not going to sit there and put that in my top 10. If it wasn't attainable, why would I put that there? But then again, a lot of these shoes weren't attainable because you know how life works. Also, another shoe that I'm going to put on the honorable mention because I didn't realize it came out in 2022. I thought it was a 2021 shoe. Was the Mellow Ball, the ones, and the Rick and Morty colorway? Yeah. I didn't realize those came out in 2022 until I actually started looking it back up. And so I'm going to put those in honorable mention because I mess with the ones. I don't want to say they dropped the ball on the 2s, but I'm not feeling the 2s.
Right.
So the ones was actually crack. I just don't know what they're doing with those. Do you guys have any honorable mentions you want to throw out there before we start pissing people off?
I mean, the most recent one I had was the Undefeated Pack. I mean, okay. I think it was like 2 of the 4 were retro colorways, like stuff you was familiar with. But man, they did well on all patent leather can get gaudy, but they did that real well. They did the swoosh. Like I said, that repurposing their old colorway in a different model, and then that new one, the most recent one that dropped out that looks like candy, like that one is. Yeah, like and then they still toned it down with the monotone. Like that's a solid pack. They thought that through. So yeah, that's my honorable mention.
Okay, I mess with those. Mm-hmm. What about you, brother?
You know, I'm gonna be real with you. Half of mine should be honorable mentions, but and I'm gonna tell you like this. The top 5 was hard enough for me because my taste, I like the simplest shoes the most, you know what I mean? Like, okay. You'll see one of mine, it's very dull, nobody really liked it, but I think it's the best shoe I've seen, one of the top 5s of the year, so I'm gonna just leave it at, I ain't got no honorable mentions for now.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm gonna start it off with my 10. My 10 is we're gonna start off with the I know I'm gonna say this wrong. I didn't even write the full name out. It was the Jordan 2. Is it Chateau Rouge? How do you say that?
Oh, you talking about the orange ones?
Yeah.
I think that was Chateau Rouge. Yeah.
I think a lot of people slept on those, and it was a decent colorway. They put different materials on it. I know a lot of people didn't like them, and I know they kind of sat on sneakers for a second before they sold out. I feel like they be lying sometimes because I see the sold out on it, and then I go back like an hour later and they got pairs available. Like, come on, man.
Right.
But I think that was a really good shoe that people didn't really appreciate. So I'm gonna put that as my number 10.
The materials was nice on that, and then just to look at it, yeah, Mason and Chateau Rouge, yeah. That was a good one to kick off the list. That's not bad.
I'll put it on tap. All right, who's next?
Man. All right, I'll go next. And just because we had a conversation about this one before we started, I'm going to say the Salehi Benberry Croc, the model. And I'll just say the model altogether. The colorways, I mean, that was per preference. But just bringing that model out, it brought a luxury to Crocs. Because I too dislike Crocs. But if you wear them, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like you see Air Force Ones. That's not going to make me hate them, but it's just like, yeah. But to add that to Air Force One and not look like a Yeezy, a foam runner or something, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'll give that to him, the 10.
Yeah, those are different.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you got that face. Uh-oh.
Okay, well, first, I was digesting what y'all said, and then I remembered what I got at my number 10. So I had to, regroup. What I got for my number 10, and again, remember, because I just don't dog me out, please. My tastes are very simple.
Okay.
All right. I like extravagant big packs like everybody else, but for me, my number 10 was a Heritage Ones.
Okay.
I just like how simple they are. They're clean. I think they've been super slept on all year, but like for a one in that colorway, how can people not love them? You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's the red ones, the red, black, and white ones.
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking of the heirloom ones, but okay, I got you now.
Yeah, they customized the hell out of them joints. I ain't mad at them though.
Yeah, they did. Okay.
For number 9, I'm gonna actually go with. The Mambacitas.
Okay.
For my number 9. I mean, those can vary. I feel like my 6 to 10 can interchange, but that shoe definitely was like, I believe it was like the first release of the Kobe since they redid the deal. And I know they kind of did the drop a little strange.
That one cut ties with Nike in them. I think that one was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah.
That was the one that, because they're like, we're gonna give it to the true Kobe fans.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, fam.
Right.
What are we doing? But that's gonna be my number 9.
Okay. All right. So for mine, let me see. I have the Reebok Bape Instapump.
Okay.
The Instapump Fury. So they had I think it was either Bapey or Apey one not a long time ago, but a couple of years back that was just regularly green and camo. But this one had, I guess it was almost like what the type situation, and each shoe was different. So I love Reebok Furies. They just do not fit my feet well, but I think I'm still going, like in my head, I'm going to buy these shoes, y'all. And then, but that one, it had the red, the green. It kind of looked more like the sweaters than it did anything else. So I think I like that more. But that one was a solid read. That was at the beginning of the year too. So yeah, I had to pull back with that one because I thought it came out in 2021 until I looked. Hopefully StockX isn't lying to me, but it came out. I had to look it up and find some articles, but yeah, I mean that one for me personally was that one was nice.
Damn, I slept on those joints.
Yeah.
All right. Now again, Please don't dog me.
The disclaimer. The disclaimer.
All right, my number 9. I'm going with the Air Max 1 Travis Scott Saturn Golds.
Okay.
My thing with this, I was waiting for these for a while. Then it kept getting pushed back, and we thought they were getting canceled after the concert situation.
Right.
And they came out, and I like basic and simple, but these just popped to me like that.
Okay.
That gold kind of, you know what I mean? It spoke to me, and it said, "Come get me," and I have yet to be able to. But I think, man, honestly, if it weren't for the situation with the concert and all the lives that were lost, those maybe would have got a lot more respect. But his name was muddied a little bit, so I think that really was sullied. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I'm not mad at those. I actually got those and then used them to sell them so I can get my Union 4. So I appreciate those fair. Those came through.
Trade bait is always nice.
Yeah. Trade bait be coming through sometimes.
Yeah.
For my number 8, I'm gonna go with the Fire Red 3. I'm going with the Fire Red 3 because that shoe was something for me back in middle school. We was all rocking that. And so when it came out with the Nike Air on the back, that was a gimme. I had to go grab those. And it was actually a dub on Sneakers app that didn't feel like me pulling teeth. So I'm gonna have to put that on number 8.
Okay. Number 8 for me is a semi-biased, but I mean overall it's a good shoe. Nike Air Force One, the Serena Williams design crew.
Oh, those are nice.
So I like the lapis colorway a little bit more. The white colorway was introduction into the actual design, but to take the Air Force One and not just make the colors different, that lacing system, and that's always, and it was nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a clean shoe. I think a lot of men got offended because they're like, well, these suck. Well, they're not for you. They're not.
Facts.
And it's like, and then if you don't know how to dress, you can say that. That's fine. It doesn't matter, We'll all see you through. But man, if you get the shoe, and then it's hidden details on the shoe. I mean, you have her championships, her retiring this year, in the fashion that she did. I mean, it's a lot. And to me, it's almost like this is the last shoe that Jordan played in. So this is the last shoe. You get what I'm saying? And she's had Nike shoes. She had the Dunk and all, and she's had the Virgil collab and everything. But this is her shoe with her signature on it. So you can't, So to me, that's personal.
I felt like you wore those today.
No, I didn't. I know from the shirt. No, I actually didn't. That's funny. No. Shout out to Shop Rent Free. This shirt is dope. This is one of their GOAT Serena things, and it has all of her accolades on here. So yeah, but no, I actually didn't. I had on boots. We had some snow, so I had on boots. Yeah, but that's my number 8, the Serena Williams design crew Air Force One.
Okay.
All right, for my number 8, I'm going with the Black Canvas 4s.
Now, yes. Go ahead.
I think because you get a lot of black shoes, and that black is either charcoal or, you know what I mean? So it's not like a pure jet black. And I thought, I don't know, maybe if it was the canvas material that let that color pop like that. But I just thought those was hard.
Yeah. So they did the toe box right. So on the military 4s, it's that layering, because I know a lot, yes, I'm a reseller, but like on the GS pairs, the layering was done real precise. So then you take the men's pairs, and sometimes you get the bigger pairs that don't look too good. Now I get what you're saying, because the denim could have came off real choppy, right. But they put that, they put the, I guess it's suede or nubuck or what. I feel you on those, because that was a really nice and clean shoe. and you can kind of beat it up. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you can kind of beat it up and not. And it was I guess the year that everybody wants fours now, but that one was that's a solid pick. Yeah,
I'm not mad at that. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with for my 7. I'm gonna go with the Concepts Air Max 1, the far outs.
Definitely. Shit, that whole pack.
Shoe. Yeah, that pack was crazy.
Yeah.
I had to show some love to the Air Max. I know it's gonna be Air Max heavy real soon. Mm-hmm. So before it gets crazy, let me just show them some flowers now before we start hating Air Max like we do Dunks. So let me just throw those in there at number 7.
Oh man. I think people just hate on Dunks because it's one colorway that's like really popping. I told y'all they just not, they don't have to dye the pandas, so they just make them and ship them out. It's easy, and it's easy on the eyes, man. Let me see, 7. Oh, for 7, I have the Nike Craft General Purpose shoe, the Tom Sachs.
Okay. So
that is like, and a lot of things on this list, because I wanted to make sure I've seen these things in person, because a lot of lists and people make comments on certain things, and I'm like, I don't think you've seen this shoe. So this shoe is actually a nice shoe. Now, there's not too much to it. It does have a heavy sole and stuff like that, but you don't need to be extreme how they had the commercials, but they had like a competition for people to try them out. He did the yay line by saying everybody was going to get GPSs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how you see how they're bringing them out. And Tom Sachs always had, like, that's just what he's known for. They're a creator. He has a studio, all that. But the brown, I guess the darker brown colorway is coming up next year. But the two colorways that came out this year, they're solid. And that gold one is, I have to find my size. I actually had a full size run. I should have just took it off the top, but I really want that one. But it's a really good shoe. I don't think I've heard people complain about a shoe that's simple. Yeah. But the pops of color, if you want to wear it with khakis, if you want to wear, it's just a simple shoe. It's one of those things, like you said, Mo, is the simple shoes kind of, catch your eye. So that one, that's my number 7.
I'm kind of mad you said that, because one, I forgot to put that shoe on my list. And 2, I want a pair, so I'll be looking at your website to see if you ever pop those up in my size. Just let me know.
Oh man, I'll see what I can do, because like I said, that brown colorway, I think a lot of people are gonna maybe hate or love that one, but it's a real dark brown, but then it's a sandy brown on the swoosh. But it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice, yeah. Do this.
For my number 7, I'm gonna go with, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this on the fly because I didn't have a particular order, because again, it was so hard.
Right.
I think I'm comfortable with the way I'm putting them out there now. I'm gonna go with the Jordan 2 Chicago for my next pick.
Okay.
And I'm not a, I don't even know if I want to call it a hype piece, but I'm not hype on the 2s just because they're coming out now. I've always thought it was like, because remember before when the 4s were getting dogged out, nobody liked them.
Yeah.
A lot of people still say they're so uncomfortable, and I don't understand it. Maybe it's because I'm flat-footed and I got wide feet that they feel good to me. But that's the thing with the 2s for me. They always felt perfect on my feet. And then you get that Chicago colorway that everybody loves. It was just a no-brainer for me.
I'm not mad at that. That's another show.
When do those drop? Is it next week?
I think next week.
Yeah.
Next week or week after? Okay. Oh, right before Christmas. Okay.
I know. You know what? Now that I'm looking at my list, there's a bunch of shoes. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. Okay, number 6 is kind of hard because I feel a type of way. So I know if I don't mention this shoe, somebody's gonna be upset. I low-key don't care, but because I have 2 things in my number 6 slot that I've been like, while we're going through this whole list, I've been trying to figure out, okay, what's gonna take the spot. I have the Travis Reverse Mocha, and then I have the Huff Dunk, the mystery pack that they had when they had the 3. The reason why I like the Dunks a little bit more is because it kind of brought me back to like when you had to go to a store to actually see if a shoe dropped. So when you ordered the shoe, you didn't know what shoe you were getting. Even though sneakers kind of played me and actually gave me what shoe I was getting, I didn't even know that. I wasn't paying attention. But it kind of brought that element of like, okay, what shoe will I get in here? Am I gonna get the friends and family, which I knew I wasn't, but am I gonna get the friends and family? Like it kind of brought that element in. I think the Reverse Mocha would be here because of the hype it brought. I don't think it really brought anything new.
Okay,
if that makes sense. Yeah. So if I had to pick a spot though, I'm gonna go with the Huff Dunk, but I was going between those two.
Okay. All right, let me see. I have a couple, but like, I'm actually, I just see Mo. I have just shoes that's on my list, and I just have them open, so I'm saying them where I'm saying them. So back on the 2s, to follow up on the 2s, and me and Mike was talking about this before, but the Nina Chanel Abneys,
fire.
Okay.
The boneless take that she had on that, because I mean, like, so here's the thing, I do not wear Jordans, like retros, okay? So that's just never been my thing. The only Jordans I probably wear is the women's OG Jordans. But when I saw that too, because the 2s have that distinctive back on the heel, and she took that, made it one piece with Italian leather, and I was like, oh, somebody get this sister. But then she hit the lows. Because everybody's like, these are terrible. Like my homie put them in the group chat, these are terrible. And I was like, no, hear me out. If you want to do, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to do a recreation of your favorite shoe, and to hear her speak about it, and then she had the crazy capsule to go with it, man, that I don't know if y'all see, man, the jackets, man, come on. That sister got down on those. So my thing, yeah, I mean, just all together with the high and the low, I think retail kind of scared some people away, but hearing her explain how she put that shoe together and reimagined it, I had to, that was up there for me. If I could, I probably would have rounded it out top 5, but I'm glad we extended it to 10, because that one was really, like I said, that low is crazy to me, because we only had the highs for a little bit, and I was like, I need to kind of see these lows, and I saw somebody with them actually on, so it's just like, man, yeah, that's one of those shoes that's like, go ahead and sleep, because that is a nice shoe.
It is a nice shoe.
Yeah.
I like that. I definitely like that.
Yeah.
I don't need to say it, but please just bear with me. My number 6 pick. I didn't want to pick any particular, but I'm going with that Khaled pack.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't hate the sales in the Crimson Bliss like everybody else, but those other 2 colorways, that purple
Some of the
and that
blue one, yeah.
those were, man. And he made them only friends and family, which upset a lot of people. But if they were to release them, those probably would have been going crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Those colors, man, they're so, I don't know if I want to say pure, but like the boldness of them is what gets me going.
The leather that they used on those is a little bit different. Like how he stripped down the bubble that's on the side of 5s. You know, and then the sock liner, like he actually explained that, you know, I want to believe he had something to do with the design process and not just the colors, but yeah, that was, I want to, I try. But, and then it's also kind of like giving somebody their flowers. Like I said, like I'm kind of invested, because you hear people say, how did Billie Eilish get a shoe before Wale and all this? And I'm like, we have to understand the time that we're in. But right now, DJ Khaled, even, you know, I mean, he's always larger than life, but it was time for him to get an actual pair that somebody could afford and actually, you know, buy into. And his capsule was okay. I wasn't mad at it. The clothes that came with it. I wasn't mad at that either. But yeah, even with the quilted inside. Yeah, that was, I'll give you that one for sure.
And real quick, no knock, she's not on my list, but I rock with a lot of Billy shoes too.
Like the mushroom joints is out of control with the straps, the nurse shoes. Like, look, people have to start their critique off as I really can't dress, but and then you go from there. You know, I really don't have my own vibe, but you know, exactly. You do your sandwich. So you start with the bad, put the good. Yeah,
that's true.
That's how you have to start critiquing things. But yes, I'm not mad at him. I wasn't mad at him.
The straight jacket joints.
Yeah, I mean the nurse shoes. It looked like if you twisted your ankle. All straps. You know what?
At some point, people thought Michael Jackson was crazy with all them zippers.
Man, but then here's the funny thing about that. I saw a little like a kid with them on because I forgot they came in smaller sizes. They was rocking the hell out of, and I'm like, it doesn't look bad. Now, if you're 14. You get what I'm saying? You gotta kind of, you know, but it's like, no, with the straps and the colorways, and she did the whole vegan thing, you know, so, I mean, give her some props.
Yeah,
she has her, I mean, you get what I'm saying? She has the mic, let her get on the mic, and we keep on going, so yeah.
I think she had like two more colorways coming out, like this week or something.
Yeah, she had the olive ones. It's always like a monotone color, so it was an olive and a mushroom. I guess she dabbed that one as hers, so it's a mushroom low that was like chopped up. Yeah.
The brightest one was like that KO, right?
Yes, that lime green one. Yeah, because that came with like a bunch of laces and everything.
That didn't make sense. Yeah.
That was a lot. And then she put the model that people really don't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's let's just give her, you know, something.
I'm here for it. Yeah,
right. Let's get her something.
So this is where we get to the nitty gritties. Now we on the top 5. Now we on the top 5. This is where it starts. There's a few shoes I'm looking at right now that I already left out that I already know because I've seen on Twitter and everything. Everybody's arguing about it. About these shoes not being mentioned in other people's lists, but looks like they got left off mine too. Number 5. Now, number 5, I'm gonna give them their flowers because I'm not a big New Balance guy.
Yeah.
I don't really. If I do reviews or I do the regular show, I don't really give New Balance much flowers. I shout them out on some things, but when it comes to New Balance, when it comes to Asics, when it comes to somebody correct me on it. Is it Saucony or Saucony?
If you're standing in a conversation in Columbus, Ohio, you're gonna hear Saucony. I mean, it's just it. Look, it's just like Kroger's and JCPenney's. It's, I mean, whatever type of group of people you sit around in, that's what you're gonna hear. That's how we've said it since we were kids. So it's Saucony. I think the correct pronunciation is Saucony, but you know, I mean, like, it's almost like you know better, you should do better. But let's get through the conversation, and I think it's Saucony. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, every time I hear it, somebody says something different. So I was like, man, I don't know. But if I gotta give a shoe their flowers, because I've been seeing a bunch of colorways and a bunch of things come out. My number 5 is going to be the Joe Freshgood NB 993.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some crazy colorways. I've seen the Joe Freshgood collabs be really, really like something that people are like really excited about. Now, these are shoes I've seen at resale shops and I've picked them up and stuff. I haven't really worn myself. But every time I see them, it makes me interested in New Balance a little bit more. Because when I think of New Balance, I think of the little math teacher shoes with the N on the side that people used to say Nike, right? So
right.
I never really give New Balance the props that it deserves for the stuff that they do. Because I remember the wave of it was a little back then. I guess now everything's coming back. And I spoke with somebody and he was telling me that he was actually pissed because now everybody's on this F Nike wave, F Adidas wave. We gonna go to New Balance. And he's like, nah, don't go to New Balance because now I can't get my shoe. So
right.
When I seen that shoe, I was like, yo, that shoe is dope. So I got to make it my top 5. So that's going to be my number 5.
Okay. So for my top 5, it's funny that you put that one right there. But for top 5, I had Air Max 1, the Concepts Air Max 1 heavy. I had the heavy. That one out of the pack. Yeah. Like, I like the far out. That was, I just like when people think things through. and when you think it through, and although it kind of looked like my bespoke, and I'm not going to say, like, it kind, hey, you know, I'm not that famous, okay? I'm not famous at all, y'all, but I was like, man, this really looked, and I got a lot of interest, and a lot of people posted my bespoke, and I was like, hold on, I don't know when y'all went to the design table, and maybe that's why I like the heavy. But to actually have that shoe, because I didn't get the far outs, the one that you mentioned, but that was the one with the denim and the lighter one. But the heavies had like cow print and all that, and the bandanas, man. So out of those, that one was heavy for me. Really, that one was heavy for me for sure.
Pun intended.
Yeah, but like I couldn't. And the funny thing about it is I couldn't decide between those or the Pattas.
Ooh.
Because the Patta pack was nasty, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to talk down about that shoe, but it did give you a different look at an Air Max 1. So, you know, I wasn't mad at it, but maybe the black ones were the best ones out of this situation, because I really didn't like the white ones, but it was hard for me to pick. But I was like, I got to go with the heavies because they did the materials right. It came with a pack, and, you know, we'll go from there. But yeah, that's my number 5.
Okay.
Man. My bad. Okay. I thought I wanted to change something for a minute. My number 5, I'm going with the Rebellion Air Ones.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna give you my first impression when I saw these were coming out. I thought this could be a legacy pack or a legacy pack. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like one of those, yeah, they're fly right now, but give it 10 years and nobody's gonna have them. Everybody's gonna want them. You know, don't know if that's gonna be the case, but I know people were clamoring like crazy for these, so I think that could be it. They could be one of them.
I'm trying to. The funny thing about Rebellionaires is it looks like Nike sent out like an email and was like, hype these up, okay? You get what I'm saying? And so you had boutiques doing crazy things for these shoes. Now, this is a nice looking shoe, and it was what it was. They had the commercials and everything. I mean, we had us resellers were planning to go and spend time and money and get aunties and everybody to stand in line for us about this. Now, I know it's not always about the price, but once I saw it, I was like, we put too much effort in, but this is a good shoe. I'm talking about you think about people with the 800. I mean, I saw people get knocked over the head by those, and I don't even mean to bring price into it, but they did the box, they did this, but it just looked like at the time they was like, we got to push this the way we got to push this. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. I don't know. I still don't know if I like those or if I'm just upset because we almost jumped the shark on that one, but I don't know. Maybe I'm mad at that shoe. Maybe I think I'm working through my problems live, but I think I'm mad at that shoe because it's a good shoe, but it's like, man, we was going to do some wild stuff for that shoe. So no, I don't know. I like it. I mean, I'm not, man, I think I am just mad about that shoe because it's just, yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Therapy.
Man, it was a lot because here's the thing. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be numbered, right? Facts. So then people was like, hey, these are numbered. It's only going to be this many pairs. And then you get to it and it's like, no, bro, they're releasing I'm telling you, boutiques were doing the most about this. If you brought your daughter, your mom, and your grandma, everybody gets a pair. And it's like, man, what are we doing? Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, they moved it. They moved it real crazy.
Let me just say, all right, when the press run went out and every boutique was putting their stuff out,
yeah,
and the stores are coming out, and Nike was doing that little sneakers thing where they did this like little story about whatever.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this. It got me because I bought the shoe. But
that's what I'm saying. I have decided if I even like the shoe. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm like the red X, I get it. I'm like, I get all of this. It's a solid shoe within itself. But then on the reseller side, I was like, why did y'all say that about these?
Yeah.
Why did y'all make me believe that? It was like Christmas, man. I thought, I didn't know who brought me my gifts. God.
I legit. This will probably be like in my list of maybe top 10 pairs I purchased this year.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those people who they put the story out, right? Then I have people like, oh, those look like shadows. And I'm like, nah, man, you don't see the vision, because what really happened was it's a red one that they changed the contrast of it, and then it looks like they got me. I was spitting all that stuff. And then I looked at this pair next to a pair of Shadow Lows I got, and I was like, yeah, man, it's a pair of Shadows with writing on it. I was defending this shoe. I had a whole breakdown review on my YouTube page talking about, this is what y'all don't understand about this shoe, what makes it dope. And I was like, am I convincing people that it's dope, or am I convincing myself at this point? I still love the shoe. I still love this shoe. Definitely one top 10 pair I purchased this year. But yeah, I was lost in the sauce for a minute. I'm not gonna lie.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I want to like it. I'm glad you put it on your list, but man, that one almost scarred me, man. I was like, I don't know what to think about these, man. I really don't. That's too funny. Oh man, what are we on? 5 or 4?
We're on 4. So
4.
My 4, because I'm going in between my 3 and 4 right now. I don't know if I want to move them. I might move it. So my 4s is gonna be a little weird. Only to me, because it's gonna be the Off-White Air Force One, the Brooklyn Museum. Okay. And the reason why it's a little weird for me is because the release didn't make me feel as if I can get a pair either whatever site it went on. It's a little more I wouldn't say affordable, but it's cheaper than the LV Air Force One.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I had to show some love to Virgil on this list. Yeah. But in doing so, it sucks because there's a lot of and I hate saying this because the sneaker world has changed. There's a lot of fake love going to Virgil. And like a lot of
revolutionary, visionary.
A lot of when they was like, nah, you can't say he's a streetwear artist. He makes clothes for everybody. There's those people out there, right?
Yeah.
And there's people who to this day, now anything that comes out that's Off-White needs to be a statue, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because it's like, well, was this one of Virgil's last things? Did he put his touch on it? Is this really him? Is it not?
Right.
So I want to show love to Virgil, but not in the sense of how people are going to be putting this shoe in their list. Because I've seen some videos already, and my man in one video made a whole speech about why this shoe should be number 1. Right? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to make this shoe number 4. And I'm going to be honest with you. All that stuff aside, all the Virgil love aside, especially the fake Virgil love people give him, I just really like green.
Okay.
And so because I love green so much, this is going to be my number 4.
Okay. All right. So for my number 4, I have the Amon Meunier 4.
Okay.
I love that us early, your early YouTube people, they didn't know what the hell to do with this shit. Because them ice cream colored joints that they was pushing around YouTube, boy, had them in a chokehold. Okay. Hey, but seeing the real one, because I was hoping, I was like, when I saw that one, I said that can't be it, because that's the 3 with a big ass tag on it. And you remember the DB Supermans with that big tag, the Superman tag,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was like, I hope this is not what we were in the lab doing. What was y'all in the lab doing? You know? So to see the 4 and the one that actually came out with the quilted insole, I mean, he always has a message on there. They always have the message on there. The materials. A lot of people don't like the midsole, which I mean, I'm like, I don't know what y'all wanted the midsole to be with the all like, you know, that burgundy type. You get what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it was just right. This is the year of the 4s and the 2s, we've seen it. They're throwing out 1s, you know, but they're actually releasing 2s and they're releasing 4s. So yeah, and like I said, I mean, Jordans can be on here. Because although I don't wear them, like I said, shoes that I've seen, and shoes that I've had the privilege of touching in between time. In the meantime, it's like, yeah, that one's up there. So I'll put that 4 at 4.
Okay. Man, every time we get to you, look like you're going through it. What's going on?
Nah, I had, and I'll do this before I get into, because I can replace it easily. Because I'm a 4 hype beast.
Mm-hmm.
I love 4s more than any. Like, my 3 favorite sneakers: Nike Cortez, Air Max 1s or 90s, and Jordan 4s.
Okay.
Anytime I see a, so I've been in Candyland this past year.
Right.
Okay.
I've been loving it. So they were my number 1, but I could replace them. My number 4. I'm going with the Trophy Room 7.
Okay.
Now they're a little out there. Like, they don't look amazing to me, but I don't think they look horrible. And you know how I called the Rebellionaires like that legacy pair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With stocks, and I just looked it up. Stocks were 14,000,
Mm-hmm.
a little over 14,000 for these. I feel like it'll be another one of those pairs. Give it 10 years, 15 years down the line, people are going to go shooting up the clubs trying to get them.
Right. What's the 7s that came with like a whole bunch of laces? Is it Myro 7s or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah, that's probably what it'll be like. Because those shoes are actually nice. The Trophy Room 7s, the materials on those are nice. And
Those are nice too.
Yeah, so I mean, and they actually like, but why was it like a silent release? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really didn't know that came out. Just like I didn't care, but like the Soulfly 13s. Like, you remember how hyped the other releases were, and people was, you know, they always try to convince themselves they're going to Art Basel, but it's like they you know what I'm saying? And like those shoes used to have something behind it. I really don't remember. And maybe because Trophy Room, I guess Florida got them first, or the one that's on the campus of Disneyland or whatever, Disney World. I think they got them first, and then people started getting them. Because, I mean, that's just what it is. Bubbies.
You guys mentioned it, though. I'll say this. The Trophy Room 7s and the Soulfly 13s. I actually really like those, and I was going to mention those when we're done, of shoes that, like, didn't really end up on my list, but the shoes I actually want. And I'm actually really shocked of the way how the Khaled 5s, the Soulfly 13s, the Trophy Room, they haven't skyrocketed in price. I don't know if there's something going on to where people just, you know, it's just dunks and ones still. We still rocking those or whatever, but I'm looking at GOAT and StockX. I'm like, yo, I need to get some pairs first before I look at those. Now I always check back to make sure they don't start, because when I see them start scooting up, I'm like, okay, let me get my purchase in real quick. But the price has not gone up, and then I'm looking at Trophy Rooms and I see the price going down a little bit. So I'm just like, yo, I don't know if people hate these shoes or not, but I think they look dope. I don't see the issue, but
it might just be the models. I think it's the models.
True.
I mean, like I when I think about, like, I think of like Supreme 5s, you know what I'm saying? You have to like 5s to wear them. I just think that's it. I think the 7s the 7s, and you don't see too many 8 crossovers, but I think the 13 has always been a acquired taste. The elephant joy, like it just looks like an elephant foot. But that I just think those colors are weird to me. Soulfly, and then it's like we take into account it was a couple of months late. This is the last quarter. You get what I'm saying? Like maybe in the summer, I think those Khaled's next summer is gonna go. You gonna have somebody's uncle in some white, and he gonna be on Facebook, and he gonna have those crimson bliss on. You know, I mean, with the matching, I just see it. I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a lot of high socks and those on the beach, and you know, because you got some, you know what I'm saying? You got some men who don't take their shoes off for the beach, but y'all on South Beach, so go ahead, play it. But it's, you know. I just think it was for the colors, not the trophy room so much. I just think the 7 is like I said, I think it's just an acquired taste shoe. Sure. But the 13, that colorway, I'm like, as light as it is right now, and maybe because people don't want to wear it right now, they're probably just waiting, I guess. I don't know. But those soul flies, to me, it's kind of like they missed the buck on those. I mean, I ain't even gonna hold you. They missed the buck on those. And the materials look good, but it's just like that colorway doesn't look purposeful. That just, man, I don't know. But that's, you know, if you cop them, Mike, that's fine. But I think that's what it is. But I get you on that, on the 7 being maybe, you know, down the road will probably be something that people want.
You know what the Soulfly 13s remind me of? Of those old Carmelo Anthony PEs he used to randomly have when he was in Denver?
Yeah.
That's what those guys remind me of.
Maybe if they added some yellow or something. I don't know. I just don't like that real washed tan and blue. That was, I don't know.
They thought they was killing the game.
I'm
gonna go to my number 3. My number 3 is going to be, because I feel like when people do collabs, I feel like some people miss it and some people get it. Now, I'm not saying they always have a hit, but when they do some things, I feel like they kind of do it right. So my number 3 is going to be the Concepts Orange Lobster. Now, I know that release on the website was mad sketchy. And they had to do the whole, you know, hey guys, looking up these things, make sure it's an actual account. And I'm not trying to, okay, so I get the whole collector's thing. I feel like I can say I collect, but like I'm not trying to spend $300 for like a bare brick that I don't care for. I just want the shoe. So, and I know the release on Sneakers app is not going to be friendly to me. I'll just speak that out right now. But it's a shoe that, like, I've seen the hype for it. I've seen what it looks like. And there was the whole debate about what band was on it. You know, it's just like you said about the early pairs. Like,
that was great.
Early pairs.
That was great.
The best thing about this pair was when I'm not sure if he's like one of like the main collabors or creators or what have you, but when he called out a certain group of people who were claiming they had early pairs, and he was just like, no, those aren't the bands. That gave me life, because I was like, who does that? Usually people don't say anything to let people believe what they want to believe. Right. But, you know, everybody got to be, I got them first. I had this, you know, this is what it is. Let me put it on my YouTube. No one got these, you know, early pairs, like you said. Yeah. But the fact that somebody called you out who's with you know, Concepts, to be like, yeah, them ain't the bands. Yeah. Those ain't it. So I got to put those on my number 3.
Man, I think I should have put some other shoes, because now my number 3 is looking a little. Well, no, I mean, I think I'm still, you know, like the reason I think I had said this before we got on here is like most of them will probably be collabs because it gives you a different look at them. Like, you know, if I'm not invested in my honorable mentions could be all of the non-branded Kobe's that they're crazy ones that they're bringing out for Adidas. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm invested in those. I need those. So yes, I have to buy these Sunshines and the Stormtroopers and everything else. Yep. But collabs to me give me a different look at things that, you know, maybe I wouldn't. So with all that said, and this one's probably bad. I'm gonna put this one. It's a tie, because this is one. It's the Nike SB neck face. Okay. Low. And the reason this one is on here is because I couldn't decide, but it will be the Zoom Cortez Sakai waffle. Now that is not for everybody at all. The gray ones sold out, which I don't believe they sold out, but because they weren't the better colorway of the two that just released. But that shoe in person is ridiculous. Like, I mean, it looked bad in pictures because I like that they took regular Cortez classic. I mean, what do they call it? The Forrest Gump. They took the Forrest Gump, added an air bubble, put the waffle thing on it, and it was a lot going on. It looked like a glitch. But I'm like, man, and I think it took me to see somebody that was a non-sneaker person. Like, you wouldn't think that, I mean, it's mostly in the airports. And some lady had it on. I was like, yup, that's how you wear those. That's you get what I'm saying? Yup, that's how, you know what I'm saying? I used to talk down on people like on foot reviews, and I'm like, no, it kind of can change your perspective. Because I've always, I liked it when I saw the pictures. But it's like, man, now seeing that out, I don't know how I feel about the gray colorway. But that as a model within itself, we'll see what Nike comes up with. But that first one, that was the Forrest Gump colorway, that one was nice. And the reason it's so high is because people let it sit. I think the retail was too high. It should have been like 150 at most, maybe 160. But it's like you get the crossover, tax. So it's nice. I mean, at least to me it is. So yeah, that one was up there for me.
Okay.
Let me see.
We
I
are
think.
On, three.
Okay. My number 3, I'm going with the Jordan 6 Georgetowns.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't get too excited about sneakers because half the time I can't hit anyways. The select few that I look at and I'm like, man, from stock photos, that's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like the Armor Air 4s, like I told you earlier.
Yeah.
That's just a beautiful sneaker.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the Georgetown 6s, I've been saying ever since before they drop, this is going to be 6 of the year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For me, just from the pictures, because I haven't gotten it in hand yet. So correct me if I'm wrong. But the way that material looks just so smooth, that like such a soft, I don't want to call it fluffy, but like it looks like a sneaker you just want to pet like a cat. Like I could just be sitting on my couch just stroking my sneaker.
Right.
That's how good it looked in the pictures. So they sold me on it.
Right.
I just, and the Georgetown colorway I think it's hit or miss. Kind of like Chicago's, it gets overused sometimes.
Yeah.
And it might work well in some cases, but other ways it might just fail.
Mm-hmm.
I think they definitely killed it on the 6s, and from my understanding, people weren't too crazy about them, which makes me like them more, even though it didn't give me any more chance to hit.
They were crazy about, but see, that's the problem, because they were crazy about them when the photos dropped. And they let them sit because it was an all gray, because my thing was, it looked like the you remember that blue 6 that came out? It was supposed to be for Jimmy Buckets. I think they tagged it as that one. Mm-hmm. That's what it put me in the mind of, and I was like, cool, that's a flop. Like they just flip-flopped the colors. Mm-hmm. But people were really hyped about. I really don't know what happened to that shoe. I think it came out in between other shoes. So it was a part of I'm cool on Wednesday. I'll go for the Saturday release. I think it was that. But out of the 6s, like what 6s have dropped this year? Because to me, I get what you're saying. Like that was like one of those shoes that because after my thing is if you buy a brick, you have to buy it, let it set for a little bit, because once pairs get dirty, I know how I'm gonna wear that one. Because you just let people buy, wear out their other ones, and then you go from there. So, yeah, that was a good one. But like I said, a lot of people was hype on that shoe until it released, which was kind of weird. But whatever.
And what drew me to that sneaker more, there was a lot of hype over the UNC 6s. And to me, that's not it.
You made a lot of people mad with that one.
I like the UNC colorway like anybody, but that just, you know what I mean? It was, yeah.
Those are some people's grails.
I don't understand that though.
Oh man.
I don't want to put us in a different conversation, but I've noticed a lot of the grail talk, right? And they'll be like, "These are my grails," and I'll look at it and be like, "These?" Not
Right.
like any grail could be your grail. I'm not gonna sit there and shit on you, like on yourself. You know? You can say a all black, Converse Chuck Taylor is your grail. Whatever suits you, whatever floats your boat is cool. But sometimes I be hearing that word thrown out a little too often on some shoes. I'm just be like, yo, I'm gonna need you to chill.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, it's just like the gatekeeper saying the word classic, and it's no, I don't want those. And that's okay, and I think that's okay. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, the thing about grails to me is, one, it almost has to be unattainable. Like, I can't go on StockX, and that because that's the next layer. Like, back in the day, literally, there's some, like, I still don't have the 2015, the Hyperdunk Kobe's. I've never been able to find those in my size. And I'm talking about 7.5, 8. I'll even do an 8.5 and 9 if I can find it. But literally, even though that shoe dropped, I have only been able to find a 10 on up. And so, in my head, I could probably go, or Riff LA ain't around no more, but it's like, I can probably go somewhere and try to find this, but my hardest of hearts, I probably can't find this shoe. So to me, that's what a grail is. Now, if your grail is a mag, you just probably gonna have to cash out your life insurance. You get what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna have to accidentally on purpose fall for you to get this shoe. But that it could be grail, but it's easy to find that shoe. You know what I'm saying? It just has to be, man. I mean, it's some shoes out there that's like literally, like, that's why I'm not too mad at the eBay dunk. Like, I'm glad that the numbers are where they're at, but it's like, for the longest, people who looked at SBs, here's this chopped up dunk that's only at one place, because we're never going to get in the dude's office. So you saw it at the foundation, and you always saw these pictures of it. Even the people that, the highest of the high sneakerhead people, Fat Joe and Mayor and all, they don't have this shoe. That's a grail. Now, the ones that they constructed, I'm not mad at, because I'm really trying to get those, because I'm like, yes, I've spent my whole half my life looking at this chopped up shoe, and here it is. So if you're not you remember what I said about retros, like, I'm not invested in them, but this one I'm kind of invested in. But the reason I said that's why, like, the neck face and those things, you got to kind of bring a feeling back to people.
That's true.
And SBs have been okay. It's like they'll have shops that open up, shops that get a chance and that type of stuff. But it's just like the design's not there, and they're not going to last that long. You know what I'm saying? But man, alone, them neck faces is nasty, boy. That's, and he's done a lot. Like, we used to follow around Todd Bratrudd for 420 Nike SBs, and it's just like, that's cool. And I'm glad that it's kind of like, not really, but everybody tries to get a 420 shoe. You get what I'm saying? So you create these things, but I don't know, man. But grail is thrown away around, man. It is. It's thrown around.
I've seen a lot of hate for those eBay dunks too. A lot of people because they're just hideous.
But they don't understand it. You get what I'm saying? Like, even if I wear them or don't wear them, it's kind of like the Espo 2s, the people who were around when the Invisible Womans dropped, the Air Force Ones, when those dropped, people, the older guys were like, well, Espo 2's been out, but I was too young for that. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I didn't have the same thing. I don't care what you say. I've been trying to get that eBay dunker, just see it. You get what I'm saying? Yes, so that's the feel that it gives me. Being an eBay, being a SB person, I've seen that. So I really want to see that dunk. Now, I probably won't like it, but you know, because I'm a cop it, but it's like, I probably won't like it. But man, just to have that, to look at it and then be like, okay, I'll see if I'll wear it or something else like that. But
somebody told me like they'd get it, but they don't feel like they'd wear it. But it's a nice piece just to have, like, sitting on like their sneaker shelf. And I was like,
but see, that's how I feel about lobsters. Like, my husband was so mad. My favorite color is orange. He's like, how don't you like the orange lobsters. And I was like, easily, there's been too many. I was like, I'm done. I'm at yellow. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna put this out in the cosmos because I hope it's somewhere. I want to see a black lobster with 3M dots on it. So go ahead and make it happen, and make the band whatever color y'all want to make that damn. But it's like that should be like the end all be all, because blue lobsters, I mean, I camped for about 10 hours for those, and that was like, I really didn't like those. I was like, okay, you've convinced yourself. I want the red ones. And then, you get what I'm saying? The yellow ones, I don't want to sell my kidney. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you have these things. And he was like, there's no way that you don't like the orange lobsters. And I was like, there's a lot of ways. I don't like that shoe. Purple lobsters, I've had them. You know what I'm saying? It's like not that. And I just think, the red ones, that was a good thought. Here we go. But he thought something was wrong with me. Like, I know you're going hard for those orange lobsters. Not really. Like, I haven't bought an SB in a while anyway. So I think the neck face was probably I have a Polaroid. Now we should mention those. Those are nice.
Nice.
The Polaroid SBs came with a gazillion laces. But yeah.
Let me throw that out into the cosmos too. Yeah, I need 11 and a half of those.
Right,
those orange lobsters. Though.
Yeah, see, there you go. But we're gonna try for you. I'll toss it because I have nothing invested in those at all. But I'm telling you, if they do a black one, because you saw the white one that the guy redid, and I was like, I'm like, that's cool. But wouldn't it be dope if you had like an all black one with, man, come on. Put it out there. Yeah. Just go ahead, make it the end all be all.
Let's make it happen. Yeah.
All right. I'm saving y'all some time.
So I'm gonna start with my number 2. So my number 2 has been mentioned, but I'm gonna mention it as number 2 for a multitude of reasons. So I'm just gonna say it's the Alma Manier 4.
Okay.
The reason I'm gonna mention is because it started off on the right foot, then we got kind of lost somewhere. We got kind of lost somewhere, and then I got the shoe in hand, and I was like, okay. So the whole I think it was like My Voice Holds Power, the whole you put your stuff out there, and what you want that's important.
Come fix these potholes in Cleveland. That's not funny. I mean, some people really have some touching stories, but man.
That has some stories. And I think the one thing that kind of got it was a lot of people, like, the whole concept of it was supposed to be a raffle, right? You're going to do your video, but you'll be entered in a raffle. It doesn't guarantee you the shoe. Mm-hmm. It's going to put you in a raffle. And I get the whole meaning about it. The shoe is like low-key behind me. I get the whole meaning about it. He said it was for like black and brown people, supposed to represent that. So I'm rocking with that. And then they do that, which is a different kind of raffle. So it's not like the usual ones. And I just think people didn't get the concept of it's a raffle. So even if you do a video, like, that doesn't guarantee you the shoe.
Right.
So a lot of people got upset with that. And then a lot of people were mad. They're saying like, well, there's X amount of pairs. You only had, I think somebody said there was like only like 200 entries, 1,000, one of the twos. And there's enough pairs to give all those people who put themselves out there to give them one. And I was like, well, see, the company's not going to do that. But, there was that. And then the whole release. So I don't know if you guys were on the Alma Manier website where it just got ransacked. Mm-hmm. It got destroyed. So a few people posted in their on their link on Twitter that they copped like 50 pairs here. Another bot person they copped 100 pairs here. Like, just completely put themselves out there that and played themselves. So where they had to take the whole damn release, go through all these things to figure out who had the bots, and then claim that they're gonna redo the release.
Right.
Just to use the same domain, so the bots can jump right back on it.
He said they used to say, yeah. It's a lot, and it's a lot of work too.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And then the sneakers app had their thing, and then this is after the whole sneakers app crashed, and then this came up, and then it was doing the same thing. It was wigging out. So I put this pair at number 2 because, just like you said, it was that shoe that got a lot of YouTubers. It was that shoe that got a lot of people. I mean, I can't tell you how many videos were deleted by people who were saying, you know, I got it first. You know, it was crazy. And people who are credible, you know, all played themselves.
Right.
And then they didn't want to admit they played. I never posted that video up. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you played some. People have like the screenshots. You did. That's gone. Yeah. But I'm gonna put that shoe as number 2 because I felt like Amon Meniere's been killing it. How do I say this nicely? Because, you know, like they kind of represent the people, but how do I say it nicely? Every dynasty has a dud, has a bad season. I wouldn't say the 2s are bad because I still want the 2s, but I don't know what their dud is gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be some of these 12s that are coming out. I don't know.
Oh, I can't wait because I don't think those white ones is, you know.
Yeah, I've been seeing some pictures of them. I'm not sure.
No, I seen some shots with them in hand trying to sell them.
So 1 through 4, I feel like they've done well, but like, I'm just waiting for that dud. Everybody has a dud. I ain't trying to wish it on them, but, you know, someone put that as my number 2.
All right. So my number 2 is kind of, so I love 550s. I know you said you wasn't a New Balance guy, but I am a New Balance person. So 550s, aside from, this is how I thought of this, y'all. Aside from the basic colorways, because I think the basic colorways are probably like the best, like the green and the purple or whatever. I went through all of the 550s that, you know, people did collabs with. And I know a lot of people love the ALDs. But this year, and if you want to Google it, please Google it. But you can't tell me that Size didn't have the best New Balance 550. They came out with, and I don't think anybody kind of like pays attention to it because they released them on their app, and then they did a little bit on their website, if memory serves me correctly. But it was a release that could be obtained, but it was just, man. So it's 3 colorways in the pack, and it was like a Gore-Tex pack or something else like that. But the nappy suede, the color, I think it was like a dark brown that they had. They all came out together because Size did one that was orange, and it was a ode to basketball, so it was like orange, gray, and white. But this one that they did, it took me a while because I jumped out the window and bought like 15 pairs of 550s, y'all. And so it's just, I ain't even gonna hold you. And it's like, and my size is actually rare because I wear a 7.5 in New Balance. So, you know, not too many stores started there. So I had to, you know, call in some favors. But I still want and still need, I guess you would call them the beef and broccoli ones. But out of all of them that was released this year, that's how I looked at it, because I was like, I got to get a 550 some, because everybody tried to do the best one. There was a blue one that came out. I can't think of what that guy's name was. Henry something. I almost gave him a shout, but nah. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, it was pretty much this one. And I liked Rich Paul's. I mean, you know, I'm going through, like, there was a lot of 550s that released this year, and now you can see that they're muddled down. So they release and they sit, which is fine with me. As long as I get my 7.5, I'm out. But yeah, it's just New Balance this year took a step. Well, some models took a step in the right direction, because I think the 990 V3s did well. 960s, you could give it up to Joe Fresh Goods for those. But the 550 was solid. They had a chokehold on. If you don't see a white girl with long pants and an Air Force One, you're gonna see her in 550s. You're gonna do it. So that's my number 2, and that's probably like not anybody's number 2, but I know for sure the 550 had to make this damn list, and I was like, let's go through the better 550s, because ALDs get all of the snaps and they're not bad, but comparatively, man, yeah. That was my favorite 550, I guess, to release this year.
The 550s are nice too. Yeah. And if you see them the white girls in Air Forces are definitely dirty.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, chokehold. Okay, it's the Billie Eilish girls. The girls are just like that. Like, yeah. But it's yeah. That's up there for me, man.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you real quick, Kit Queen, because not only have you effectively sold me on them eBay dunks, but now you got me one from $550.
I tell people to try them on first because, like I said, I only go a size down because I wear thicker socks. And so some people like regular size, but I'm an 8 in men's, but 7.5 in those. And it's so many colorways. It's literally a drop in the bucket type shoe. But that's pretty much. And I have an original pair, and I can't wear them. So when they came back out with them, it's like, yo, I got 15 people. It's bad. It's bad. I mean, like just the ones that sit behind me. I probably got like 3 or 4 boxes. It's bad, man. It's bad. Yeah. But that one, like I said, it's probably on no one's list. But those, I was like, I gotta find out the best one. I mean, you had so many stores that did them. It was United Arrows, and they're international stores. Some of them are, but man, I don't know. That's my number. That's my number 2 shoe.
Okay.
I like it. All right, my number 2. I'm going with a pack instead of just one particular colorway.
Okay. I'm
going with the Union Dunk Low Passport pack.
Okay.
Okay.
Now with these,
damn, those did release.
March 31st.
Yeah.
I did love the shoes themselves, but what sold me on these was the whole presentation, the box, like everything just was so perfect and appealing, which made me want them more.
That yeah. Even with the colorways, because you remember, I don't know, do y'all follow Soul Links?
Yeah.
Okay, so Soul Links on Twitter. It's an app. I think it's a Discord. But Soul Links is like, and I give, because I think it's a couple of guys that run that. Anyway, they had people sold on that was going to be the Laker colorway was going to be a Union exclusive. And boy, people was lighting them up when they saw their boutique post them up. Their local store posted that up. They came right to Twitter. They was on Elon Musk's Twitter acting a fool, boy. Hey, I love that shoe. I really do. But you know the funny thing about it? I didn't see as many people cut them as I thought I would, because they kind of look washed, with the little tabs on them. So I wanted more people to cut them, but I know that pistachio one didn't look too great when you cut it. When you cut it, it didn't look too great. But, that's the better one that looks good when it's not cut. I think the purple one was pretty nice. What was the other colorway? Argon? So it was like that orange. Yeah, that one was pretty nice. Yeah, I like that pack because they did that. Yeah, that you said the box and everything. Yeah, how they present that big ass tag that was on the side. Yeah. It was. I mean, what was it? It was like it was like a passport tag that goes on your suitcase. Yeah. So yeah, no, that one. Yeah, damn. It was too many shoes that came out this year, y'all. That was there. I forgot all about that. I mean, cause like then the Union 2s came out, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep, man. Union 2s came out.
Those yellow, those rat joint, that'll be an honorable mention because those was. Honestly, I don't care what the price says. Those in person are nice. A yellow 2? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I still need a pair.
Man, those are.
When you think about it, now that you bring it up, Union had a pretty big year that kind of got
swept under.
Yeah. Like if you didn't bring it up, I didn't remember the dunks came out. They had the Cortez that came out. They had the 2s that came out. Yeah, they had a year that
I think people was tired of them not shipping stuff. I mean, like low key, I still know people, and maybe they're lying. But people swear like when the Cortezes drop or when the 2s drop, I still haven't got my passport dunks, and I'm like, yo, who is your picking pack? What are we doing? Y'all took these people's good earned money? Like, jeez. Hey man, I'm telling you, I got scared for a couple of people because your Concepts was still sending out, emails talking about thank you for supporting us, and they hadn't ship people's other pairs out, and I'm like, I'm getting excited when I get the shipping, and then they make the label. Man, you got a ghost in there, but but like then they make the label and sit on it for months, and I'm just like, man, that's bad, bro. That is bad. I just think it sounds bad, but I think it's just their customer service that people are fed up with, because a lot of people, when you remember, it was hard for them to explain how the kid got all of them, how the Benjamin Kicks kid, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to explain. You're like, is that my order and his pairs? You know what I'm saying? You feel good about your W, and then you're like, hold on, my man's got a whole 30 size runs. Like, golly.
Is that my size 11.5 right there?
Exactly. You were like, I'm not the sharpest tool, but and I respect your position, but I swear I see an 11.5 over there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man, Union did have a lot. And we didn't even bring up the Almanier. What, did the 2s drop this year?
The 2s did drop this year, I believe.
Those didn't get, dude, I don't know. Jury's still out on those. Did you like those, Mo? Did you like those?
I did. I loved them.
Okay.
I tried to keep my opinion to myself because people hate the 2s. And to be real with you, the 3s are cool. The 1s were whatever.
The 1s are wild.
The way they use the colors on the 2s and the 4s is what wowed me more than the other. You know what I mean?
Okay. I like the midsole.
You talking about the 12? Nice.
Yeah.
Women's 12 is I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That black with that burgundy.
Right. And so that's what I'm trying to like decipher, because a lot of people have been greedy because they're like a 5 or 6 is next. And then they jump to a 12, and I was like, here we go. We're gonna see if you really like them. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, are you buying? Are you supporting it for the store? And then you have these people who I gotta get them. I gotta catch them all. The Pokemon collectors is what these stores is going after. You gotta catch them all. You're not gonna sit there. I mean, look at the people for lobsters. Like you said, Mike, I just want the shoe. Man, do you know how many people? Chokehold. That's they like, look, I may or may not be able to get this one, but I dang sure gotta get all the colors, because at a point in time, you just want to take that picture, man. Come on. How many people? What?
Like, I'm trying to think, right? Because I know somebody told me that before. Like, they have to do a 5 or a 6, right? Can they do anything else? It feels like they're using the same colors in the shoes they make. If they give me a 5 or a 6, will it be anything different, or will it just be like the same thing I expect?
But if they use that palette, because I don't know how you get signed on to, you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I mean, the celebrity can tell you any story, but it's like when you sign on, to my knowledge, like when you remember when Ronnie Fieg did the palette shoes, he did the ASIC Gel Light 3s, and he literally had a palette. So to me, I think they sign on for a colorway, and then if they don't go back into the design process, I think they just work with what they have. But I don't think they're under contract to do it in order. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, what shoe has, because the Union has 2s, they have 4s, they have 1s. I don't know. I think that you just sign on. It's kind of like maybe a record deal. You got to do this many pairs, and then you pick the model maybe. Because like you said, Mo, that the black one, I can't wait to see the black one. If the black one is like, not real, but like I need to see how they're going to do that one. I was disappointed with social statuses because they usually come a little harder, but they didn't do too much with theirs. Stussy made a lot of people mad with their pennies, but that's besides the point. Hey, I saw some. How you not gonna have penny on a penny? And I was like, well, I mean, easy. I'm not a purist, but I was like, yeah, but I mean, like I said, you get wait till them non-branded Yeezys come out. You'll see how you feel about it.
Gosh. Them things. That's a
Man, I didn't have any Yeezys on there, and I really like the high res. That 700 high res. I like the blue and red ones that came out.
I ain't putting Yeezys on mine either, but I do know a lot of people are showing love to that turtle dove.
Man, I think the turtle dove deserved a retro, but I just really don't think that you can't comparatively say that that's a good shoe anymore. No. Like, it literally had the biggest progression when it comes to shoe models, like a 350 that came out with the burlap sack and the big sole, and then it's like, then you get this knitted structured shoe. You can't go back to the burlap sack and say that it feels okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But it was time, because I saw a lot of people with the busted soles, the soles tearing. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I think it was time. And I just think it's dope because, I mean, aside from what you think of Kanye West, it's like, this man hasn't dribbled a basketball or anything. He's literally, he's literally coming out with retro shoes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But okay. I mean, back on track.
I think we're on number one now.
Okay.
We finally got to number one, and I think y'all can finally figure out what my number one is. This shoe that so on Twitter, I know a lot of people are hating on anybody who makes this shoe number one.
Okay.
I get the reasons why. I get that, because Jordan 1s are the thing. You guys know which one I'm choosing. This shoe literally broke sneakers app. Like, to the point where people couldn't even log in, and then the people who could log in couldn't even enter the draw, and then people got them an hour to 2 hours afterwards. That's how much of a mess it was, to the point where Nike's customer service was so backed up because everybody either had complaints, order issues. Like, it was insane, and to the point where I don't get Gothams naturally on sneakers. Like, when it comes to like the Travis Scotts or the Off-Whites and stuff, I don't get those. All right, get we got 3 million pairs of these, and I'm feeling special, and I enter and I get a Gotham, then I find out there's like actually 10 million pairs that was created. When it comes to the limited joints, I don't get those. So apparently there was a whole bunch of joints, a whole bunch of these lost and founds that was dropped out, right? I think it was like 500K, whatever astronomical number that they threw out there that they made. And I think we talked about this previously, about the lost and founds last time you were on. And there was like, everybody's like, okay, we all gonna eat. That's what everybody said. We was all gonna eat, right? Yeah. Everybody's got them. But then you started seeing all the backdoor pictures. Everybody's getting their pairs already, all this stuff. And I know 2020 started it. 2021 got bad. I think 2022 was like the worst year for seeing backdoor pairs on Instagram. Like, the fact that you see the person with like the 200 boxes of whatever behind them, and it's like, no, this is getting ridiculous, out of hand. But lost and found Jordan 1, Chicago colorway. I mean, when I tell you that Jordan Brand was hitting us with stories left and right this year and last year, they hit us with the story. Now, Chris, who's supposed to be on, he told me, he said, hey, I got this shoe, right? I get the story. I like the box. I like the receipt. I like the paper. All the details are dope. I like the details. Me myself as well. I love the details. But he said, I looked at this shoe and said, I went through all that for this.
Right.
I'm talking about pairs with mold on it. Orders getting canceled. Those orders who got canceled the day of. And I got lucky to get a Gotham on a pair that I usually don't get. And then I also got lucky on a week and a half after finding out that my pair got canceled. So,
man, that's a wild situation.
It is.
What did customer service tell you on that one?
They told me, they put me in the what was it? They escalated my concern, and they put me.
I'm sorry. That might be the most PC thing I've heard in my life.
They escalated my concerns. I sent them a screenshot. It's like, does your app usually mess up? And I was like, all the time. Like, there's some times where I'm just getting in to see what's new on the thing because I'm bored, and I'm logged out. when it comes to releases, I'm always logged out. My payment's missing, my address is missing, like random stuff. So I take random screenshots and stuff. And she was like, "Oh, you have screenshots for the last 2 years." I said, "Yeah, like I don't know what's going on with this app. I deleted it, I re-added it, I did everything you guys wanted me to do. It just don't work out." And the only exclusive access I get are the joints that you know damn well I can't wear. You give me women's exclusives. Like I can't wear that stuff. So when it came down to it, pretty much this shoe, this is the shoe that I've been trying to get from the beginning of the year. At first they were the Reimagines, then it turned into the Lost and Founds. Then everybody had a story about it. Shoe bought, stored in the attic or whatever, some thrift store, whatever they want to call it in, and you get it and it looks used and whatever has been sitting there. So I mess with the shoe because it's definitely a version of the Chicago. I would love to get a regular Chicago one without the cracked leather, but for $1,000, I'm not paying $1,000 for that, or $1,500 where I see them at now. Because if I'm gonna pay $1,000 for a shoe, I'm gonna get like a chunky donkey or like a shoe that's like something else. But that's gonna be my number one, only because the pain and suffering I had to go through to get this goddamn shoe for a whole year.
We have to have a moment of silence for those people that paid $1,500 though. Like, we have to. We have to.
Wasn't that crazy?
See, don't y'all feel bad? Like, you got a moment of silence for real, man, because early pairs come with a price, right? We all know that. But it's like, what are we really paying for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm paying for early pairs if I know I'm not going to get this shoe. There's zero way I'm going to obtain this shoe. So that's what I'm doing. People didn't even wait for numbers. And I just was like, man, I got to wait for numbers. I got to see what's what. But man, moment of silence for them, and Nike escalating feelings or whatever they told you that they did. Mike, that's crazy. We escalated your concerns. I'm sorry. I got to get that together because I'm going to start giving that. Yeah, that's going to be on my return policy. When you order something from our website, we're going to escalate your concerns.
The crazy part, they said, hey, they're going to get back in contact with you and go through because there might be something wrong with your app. We might have to send you like a special. I ain't heard back from them for the last 3-4 weeks. They ain't sending me nothing.
That's crazy.
I will say to what you said, the fact that people were buying that pair at $1,500 and then it went to $1,000, and then people are all like, you better get these now. You better get these. And then when they shot down to $500 and everybody started freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. I was like, we wanted the numbers to number on those, like us resellers, because once they saw the dip and they did the early access and stuff like that, I was like, these might go rebellionaire type. You know what I'm saying? And that is no diss to. I told you I'm mad at this shoe, okay? But once they came out, you saw that everybody didn't get them, like you said, like everybody got them. I'm mad that he just showed that again. But that's pretty much, that's pretty much it. It was literally, I would probably call it the release of the year because it had so much behind it. People were, breaking down the receipt. It was just a lot with that. And it was kind of like we look at these draws. These draws is 10 minutes, right? And then it's like after the 10 minutes, you like, all right, am I going to get FOMO? Am I, do I want to wait? You have life decisions after a release. And this is why. Like, this is literally why. But that's funny. That's, man, I can't believe, and it's like they didn't even try to do anything because you're saying that my pair got canceled. I didn't have a bot. I didn't have this. Like, I know the conversation was probably like, but what's the reason? And they had no reason?
Nothing.
Man.
Nothing. Somebody told me like my pair could have had mold on it and they probably caught it, but I'm just like, that's attention to detail that I don't know, because if that was the case, and a lot of people wouldn't got their pairs of mold on it. So
yeah, I doubt that. I mean, you remember the pair, the Carmines that had the dye on them. Yep. A lot of people got those, so that can't be it. But the mold is, I guess it has something to do with the times that we're in, because the heirloom ones, I think some of the heirloom ones had mold on them too.
That's true.
A couple of people, yeah. And you think about the materials and it being hot or sitting or I don't know how the channels go, but yeah. So that's
that mold too.
Really, I didn't leave.
A lot of men year 4s had mold on it, and I was like, yo, like Nike, get it together.
Hey, once you shoot your shot, they can pull them, but they can. I don't know. Y'all gonna be mad at my number one anyway. So I had a real eclectic, solid list until this.
Okay, let's see.
If you don't think that the black and white Panda Dunk Low is the fucking shoe of the I don't care what type of dope you smoke. If you like it, if you love it, if you hate it, if you can see whole and like. Would y'all believe when you was like top 5 shoes? You said top 5 shoes of the year. I wrote that at the top. I was like, I can't fight no more. Okay, I can't fight this anymore. Now, and you remember how happy I was when I hit a pair for retail. You get what I'm saying? Like this shoe is literally, you can see a group of people wearing this shoe on any end of the earth. In Philly, like it's so funny that you said, Mo, that you say you was in PA, because Philly to me has like the most eclectic shoe people I've seen. They wear shoes. The shoe isn't the outfit. They put it all together. I love that. But it's like the infection that is called COVID and the infection that is called the Panda Dunk. Hey, you can see this everywhere. You are not safe from it. I think that's why people wear a mask. So it can, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't run away from this. People who don't know anything about shoes will ask you about this shoe. That is it. And I know I had a really solid list, y'all. This is really good. Like when we get on the honorable mentions, I'll get back to being eclectic. But you will be stupid if you didn't say that this shoe had an impact this year. I still see people trying to buy full size runs for Christmas gifts. And I'm talking about in PS and toddler. It's just there. Okay. And I'm not mad at it because you remember what white Air Force Ones did to us. I think we're all kind of in the same age range. You have to understand that black Air Force Ones and white Air Force Ones were diseased in my school. They spread it everywhere. Everywhere. So it's just like, that's where we're at with it. But black and white, I'm sorry, we can't run from it. I actually don't have a pair personally, and it's not that I hate them. It's just like I just don't really, I just don't really want to wear them. But it's like, man, that's how I feel about it. It's 2020 because I think it's gonna keep going, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's like I don't want to be the mad old person. But Air Force One, even with Air Force Ones, I'm not mad at that. Now I am mad at the price increase because I know they made them. That shape is terrible. That shape is, man. That's why I like the Kith Air Force Ones because he went back to that shape. But yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. That's my number one. I mean, that's just how I feel.
I was gonna come in with a joke. And I was gonna mention that as a joke, but then I got off on a tangent about these lost and found. But I'm not even gonna hold you. Like,
what are we gonna do? What are we going to do? Like, either we're going to step in line. If they go on the PA tomorrow, for all of America, and be like, we gonna be lost. Show us your allegiance. And the people who got Panda Dunks, I might have to borrow some, Mike, because my son got them. I'll be like, let mommy use them. Yeah.
When I went to Universal Studios, I think I put a reel or a short, whatever they're calling it nowadays, like a TikTok. Mm-hmm. Yo, when I tell you. You ain't lying. White Air Force Ones and Panda Dunks had the whole park on a chokehold. Like in groups. Like people came together. Like, yeah. Just like this. Boyfriend had on the highs, girlfriend had on the lows, and that's just what we was doing.
Yeah. But it's not an unfortunate. I'm not gonna say unfortunate because you just gotta make your decision. as to how you look at this shoe.
Are you know, and join us or not?
Right. Because it could be it could damn sure be the Sandy dunk, but it's just like if you wasn't there, that doesn't affect you for 2022. But this, nobody could run from this. Nobody. So that's how I feel. Because easily I could have, that's why I put the neck faces where I was, because I'm like, man, that was a good looking shoe, but that was just like kind of particular. That was probably the better of the SBs because it actually had, stuff all over it, and they took away the check and all that. Like it's a nice shoe, but Pandas, that's it, buddies. Sorry. Sorry.
But I don't know how you gonna top that, brother.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you one thing. Damn the Pandas. I'm at, look, there's been 9,000 drops, and I've yet to be able to hit on.
See,
one.
And doesn't it make you feel bad? Yes.
Not even grade school. So and I got a pair on trade block through a trade. And I fell in love with them, which made me even madder.
Yeah.
All these drops, they keep coming, and I can't get one.
Right.
So I'm boycotting.
And that's the funny thing. Like, you can wear them with your Bengals jersey. You ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
Like, and it's just like you can't say that you can't match it. You cannot use this. You cannot use this. You can't say it's uber expensive. And it's like, and that's the funny thing about that's why it's funny to me, because how we were talking about the lost and found prices going down. I don't care how many times these restock, it's floating on that resale block. It's floating at that 200. You still gonna have to put some change in the extra change in the thing, man. But that's it. And I think they're restocking next week or something like that.
Again, Again, what a stimulus check.
Sleepy Joe ain't giving us that, boy. Trump made us spoiled.
Oh, man. Now, I got torn. I couldn't choose between the two.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you one as an honorable mention. I'll give you one as a 1A and one's a 1B. All right. 1B, I'm gonna give you the Dunk Low SB Mummies. I like how you can. I think they look interesting and real cool when you tore them down.
Mm-hmm.
But like for me, being the family man, this is something my kids are hyped over, and I'm like, yeah, I'd love to get my child a pair of these to rock around. I think it'd be dope. I ain't got that money, but if I did, you know what I mean? Like something that everybody can enjoy, because it gives us. I grew up on Goosebumps, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it definitely gave me Goosebumps vibes, Night of the Living Mummy, and all that. So to me, it kind of hit me in that sentimental kind of realm,
right?
And the fact that I couldn't have it because it was crazy with this release, it just made it more desirable, I guess.
Right.
So that's my 1B. Now the one to me, it's probably my favorite. Not because I could hit on it, because I tried and I couldn't, but the way it's put together, I think is just, I want to say pure.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the Alma Mater Airship Game Royals.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And man, I was in there, credit card in hand. I was ready. Apple Pay was linked. We was good. And then, nah. It was a quick rejection too. I feel like I went on my first date and she said, "Don't call me."
As soon as you walk in the door,
it hurt so bad because I just got paid. I was happy. I'm like, I know I'm getting these. Nah, they wasn't having it. But man, I definitely think those, outside of the Alma Mater 4s, which I had to take out because they've already been said, these were definitely some shoes that I wanted the most.
The Airships is just a strange shoe. Like Nike wants to put out 10 pairs of those because even the orange ones, they drop. I'm waiting on the yellows. I'm patient. I'm keep telling myself I'm patient because I'm not going to buy them. But the yellow ones and the orange ones, but those blue ones hit different. And I still like. I'm trying to think. Do you remember the stock numbers on those? Because I think that's. See, that's why.
Yeah.
So it's just like right then and there, And then I thought other places was going to get them, so I didn't do what you did. I said, "Oh, I'm circle back around." Nobody. Now it's the reach around prices, boy. Them things are still. I think they're like still 4 or 5. Man, yeah, those are nice. That's a solid number one though.
That's a solid number one. 'Cause it goes back to what we're talking about, because it just once you said it reminded me, if you want to go in sequence, you got the airships, you got the 1s, you got the 2s, you got the 3s, you got the 4s, but then now we jump into 12. So I don't know what's
right. Because we saw the airships in that pack. What is it? The New Beginnings? Well, the other was it New Beginnings pack or something like that? So. Yeah. So I mean, you saw it, but you really didn't. Man, I forgot. I kind of forgot about that one too. Maybe because I just blocked it out of my head because it wasn't a success. Man, like I said, I'm patient for these yellow ones. I'm trying to be patient for these yellow ones, but that's hilarious. I didn't even know the mummies came out though. Now I'm feeling
I think they came out like April Fool's Day. It was. I can't stand Nike sometimes. Like it's so difficult to be like, hey, I have a crazy idea. Mm-hmm. Don't fire me, but it's just a thought. How about let's release Christmas shoes around Christmas and Halloween shoes around Halloween, and those Easter color shoes, we should probably release those close to Easter. Nike would probably throw me out the building for having that.
Oh my gosh.
Let me try to make money. Get the hell up out of here.
Right. I think that did mess up a lot of, like I said, like when we was talking about the 5s and just those lighter colorways. I think the timeline just, with everything coming out, like I the gorge greens that's coming out, it's just in between too much. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a really nice shoe, but it's like, man, it's gonna get overlooked, kind of like the Bordeaux ones, I think.
Yep.
And the taxis didn't do too bad, but. I mean, I'm not saying like it's too bad, but it's like that color blocking that they used is just like, man, those shoes might just get washed in the, lost in the sauce.
True. So what I'm gonna do is we got 14 minutes left. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rapid fire throw some shoes that came to mind that no one mentioned, or we did mention, and I just forgot somebody mentioned it. I think you just mentioned. Did you mention? Were you talking about the Taxi 12s or were you talking about the Taxi 1?
No, all the Taxi ones. The 12s are,
We got those. We got the Jackie Robinson dunks.
Man. Yeah.
The Jackie Robinson dunks.
We missed out on those.
The military blacks.
I like those, but like I think most said the canvas ones.
Canvas ones, yeah. The Cherry 11s that just dropped.
You got to put a holiday Jordan somewhere on there.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you do have the are they calling the Travis that just dropped the Black Phantoms? Is that what we're calling it? Is that what they're supposed to be called?
I think it's called the Phantoms.
Yeah.
Are we okay? So here's a good question, so we can end this off. Shoes that release in December. How hard is it to put it in your list? Because it's like towards the end of the year. It's kind of hard because I feel like some shoes that release early in the year, if they still are in your mind,
they deserve to be on there.
They deserve to be on it. But it's like some shoes that just release. But the only reason why I truly put the lobsters in there is because I've been seeing images of the lobsters throughout the year. Right. Of people just putting it up. So that even though they release right now, and then I guess you could put the cherries in the same light. But shoes that release in December, like how y'all feel about putting those on the list?
I'm cool with it. I mean, you gotta have a cutoff like the Grammys, but it's like they still, Grammys be like, you came out with your song one day late. You can't. And you're like, God damn. And then you wake up and you're in a category with Beyonce. I'm not gonna win, Mama.
No.
But no, I mean, it's cool because you still because one of my honorable mentions was the Salehi Benberry, the 99, I think it was 2 or 3. The New Balance that just came out, it was like peach. 9990, the 990 V2. It was like a peach one. And that one just came out. I don't know why they waited so long. Like they had to get through his Crocs and then put this one out. And I usually like to see what him and Joe Fresh Goods are going to put together, like when it comes out to their releases. But man, that one was really nice. And I mean, I give the Travis is just not my favorite colorway. That's just like, if you compare it, it's just not my favorite colorway. So that's why that one didn't go on there. Let's see what some other ones. I'm not against December releases, because I mean, like I said, we mentioned the eBay dunks, and that, that's, I mean, true. for 2022, if you were paying attention, or if you was, what do they say outside, then you know what that dunk is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, it's that's up there for me. And I'm not too invested, because the shoes are like $200 now, so I'm kind of okay with it. But it's like, you know, I mean, that to me is like, man, I'm glad they actually brought that back. I do have some funny honorable mentions that y'all probably won't like.
Okay, what you got?
So I think it came out in October. So I don't know. Are y'all familiar with the Keto Wears kid, who has like the fossil slipper? It looks like the foam runner.
Yes, I remember.
So he dropped that. I don't know if he shipped it. Now that's not my business, but he did drop it. And I think, like, out of all of the, you get what I'm saying? We have those, I don't know what we're calling them, independent. What are we calling the brands that are independent brands? Are we just calling them that? Like the Coolest Kai and all, like, what are we doing? What are we calling those?
We ain't got the time to talk about them.
Yeah. I mean, we kept bait afloat. Like I sometimes I sit down and look at that, and I'm like, it's the same thing, you know. But like, anyways, this kid came out with a foam runner, and I don't think Warren Lotus's got to release, and his was like the skull face, foam shoe. Because once they figured out that you can call the factory and make foam shoes easily, that's when everybody, you know, started pressing them out. But he had one of the better ones, and I saw him at sneaker shows. And I mean, I don't care, you know, like I said, I'm not invested. I'm not Nike. I don't care if you're ripping me off, but it's like I think it's called the Jaguar runner, but that's what his foam runners are called. And those things are nice. I mean, they are really nice. And I have to order me a pair. I still want to try them out. Like I said, I don't know, because, you know, they always have to make them. So it's like 4 to 6 weeks, but it's like that shoe, it was really dope to me. I mean, like I said, I saw a couple of kids. I think I saw like 2 or 3 people at a sneaker show, and I was like, what are those? Like that, it takes a lot for me to ask, what are those? You know, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, not to sit in my shit, but it's just like, yeah, nah, what are those? That's a wild situation. I do want to give up to Ambush. She did the Air Adjust. And those, man, to touch and adjust is a different thing, because those older models, nobody really wants to collab with them. And she had the crazy colorway. She had that blue one, the red one, the black and purple one. Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting for those to go on discount. Like, I think it was a crazy price, like $210. And I was like, Nike, baby, we can't do that, because we wouldn't even pay that much for Air. We wouldn't pay that much for Adjust. So why would we pay that much just for her name? Man, so that's one of my shoes in there. And then let me see what else we got. Honorable mention. I did like that shoe, but that's not, I mean, you know, when you said Goosebumps, I had to look up, it was a Goosebumps Kawhi that had came out. Do y'all remember that?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. They did that right, because the whole shoe was glow in the dark and all types of stuff. I mean, like, you get these colorways. We were talking about it before, Mike, the basketball shoes. We kind of ignore them now. Yep. But, I mean, if we want to talk about basketball shoes, y'all like that LeBron 20?
The pink one?
I mean, I just, the model altogether.
Oh. Yeah, that Kobe's pretty nice.
I mean, I don't want to give it Kobe, but it's just like, I mean, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I like it on kids' feet. I like it. I'm trying to think if I've seen him play in it. I know one shoe.
Yeah, I see the kids wear them.
Yeah, I see a lot of kids wearing them, and I think for people to continue their like KD is on a 15, so like for people to continue that, you need the kids wearing your shoes, and I think that's what we ignore.
Definitely wearing KDs no more.
Man, but did you see the ones that he came out with? I think it was like the beginning of this week or earlier this week, called Brooklyn Courts or something.
Yeah, those
were
like nice. Yeah,
those were really nice. And the unpearls were on the reseller side. The unpearls were a sleeper because those wasn't everywhere, and we let those sit. And now they kind of like, yeah, you got to go find them.
Yeah,
but it's yeah. But I think that's it. I'm trying to think. Did the clots? No, I already I mentioned the 700 high res pack, the blue and the red. I think that's pretty much it.
So we got 5 minutes left. Mo, do you have any honorable mentions you want to mention?
I can't remember if we brought them up yet or not, but I don't think we did. The Philly and the Dodgers dunks.
Okay.
I like. Okay. Which one had the gum on the bottom?
They both did.
I think they all did.
Yeah. I didn't like them.
She said that was the point.
The Jackie Robinson was fine, but I think I just didn't like those.
Man,
see, like
the Philly one wasn't bad. Yeah.
So the Philly, yeah. So the Philly one always gets me because that's their older colors, like you know what I'm saying, where they had the little pinwheel hats. So I'll give it to that. I just think, maybe I'm mad at the Dodgers. I don't know because I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had one job, and it's a lot. Those are those investments aside from shoes. So I just don't bring them up. Poor Dodgers. I thought they was going to I thought those things was going to balloon until I was like, oh, y'all got beat bad, so we can't even put those out. Yeah, put those on the chopping block for 200.
So we got to end the show.
Okay.
But I just want to mention one thing before we do. I know we mentioned this company and some honorable mentions, but we didn't mention them in any top 5 to be like a solidified spot. Is Adidas finally feeling that pressure? Are they finally? Is it because
we'll have to see once they bring them out. If they stick to what they're saying, it could be interesting. I don't think everybody doesn't feel that they won't buy branded Yeezys, non-branded Yeezys. I mean, like I said with the Kobe, I know Kobe's not done by Adidas, but it's like, the ones I have are crumbling. I actually want to wear this shoe. So, I mean, that's how I buy it. I mean, that's why I buy it. Like the Stormtroopers and all those that came out. Like, I need other crazy ones to wear. I have crazy ones, but I can't wear them. So, I don't think everybody's going to feel the pressure, but they're definitely getting ignored. I mean, I deleted the apps. It's really no reason. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I deleted it too.
Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, if I needed Ivy Park or... Bad Bunny, it looks like his run is kind of teetering off. Who else is over there?
I think they're still doing some furls, but no one really cares.
But yeah, you got to kind of, they'll maintain. I think they'll maintain, but if they stick to their guns and say what they're going to do, it'll be an interesting time. Because there is no branding on Yeezys.
True.
Like the Yeezy Supply 350 is no longer on the 350. It's only on some models, and then if you get the V2 or the mono, it's not on there already. But it's just how you feel personally. But they'll stay okay. I mean, they got contracts with the NFL and stuff. They'll be all right.
Yeah. What you think, bro?
I'm doing a video on this. It's gonna be like, can Yeezy survive without Yeezy?
Mm-hmm.
But like doing the history on where they've been, like I don't know if y'all remember the slave shoes from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Jeremy Scott.
Yeah. Like they've been consistently in the mud for a while, and it just takes that one artist to come out. And Travis, we've been hearing he might be done, or Nike might be done with, or Jordan might be done with him, so maybe he'll go there. All it takes is one artist to pop, and they're back up top. So
facts,
right.
But this Balenciaga mess they got, I don't know. the BDSM advertisement.
Yeah, they took
I
out on that one.
don't know. They kind of hurting themselves.
Yeah.
We got to close the show off, so I hate to cut everybody off. But
no problem.
Before we do that, I want everybody to let people know again where they can find you. Again, you can find me, The Real Mike Peasy on Twitter, Sneakerhead and Budget on Instagram. Let them know where they can find you guys at.
Kick Queen is at Kick KICK_Queen. And then if you want the business, it's in my bio. Because it's long. But I'm not hard to find.
You can find me on IG, Twitter, YouTube at Mobetta Kicks, BETTA Kicks. Yeah.
There we go. I appreciate y'all for bringing your list. I appreciate you guys for rocking with us. They about to kick us off this thing. So shout out to you.
It's been fun, fellas.
It's been fun. Hope y'all enjoy. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
All right, too.